All right. Well, I'm reading off my phone because Ben's is still out. If you haven't heard, Ben's torn her Achilles, and she'll be out from, they say, 8 to 10 weeks. So, Ben's, I know you're probably watching this. Hope you feel better. All right. Now let's get to the email of the week. Dear Gear and Envy, help. I am my mom's only child. My mom has never been married. Growing up, my mom couldn't stay single. Times when she was single, she was depressed, lonely, and miserable. As a little girl growing up, I always wished I was enough to make my mom happy, but I wasn't. Over the years, I've seen multiple men come and go in my mom's life. I witnessed a lot of toxic relationships between my mom and other men. I started to lose respect for my mom. I became very detached from her. I never wanted to be like her. I became a single mom of two girls, but a happily single mom. I pour my whole heart into my daughters. My girls are truly my number one priority. I don't want or need a man. I don't even have time for a man. Unfortunately, due to financial reasons, me and my girls live with my mom. She recently started seeing this guy she met online. Like the previous guys, he's done time in prison and is a recovering addict. And the list goes on. My mom always says everybody has a past, nobody is perfect, but she ignores a lot of red flags. She has low expectations and just accepts any man into her life because she doesn't want to be alone. Then the new man in her life proposed to her after dating for 3 months. My mom said yes to the proposal. This is her fourth time being engaged. My mom says yes to anyone who proposes to her. Because this man lives an hour and a half away, my mom only sees him once a week. And based off once a week dates, she's willing to marry him. She says that they want to get married in 6 months. So me and my daughters need to find a place and move out ASAP. Like I said, I'm a single mom and can't afford my own place. But besides that, lately my mom has been letting this man spend the night at the house on a weekend. Even though me and my daughters have expressed how uncomfortable it makes us, she says it's her house, which is true. It is her house. I just wish my mom could be more of a mother and a grandmother. I want her to be happy. I'm not selfish, but my dad died in 2021 and I don't have family or anyone to help me out. I feel lost, helpless, and worried. The clock is ticking. What should I do? Okay. You want to start or you want me to start?
You can start.
All right. First and foremost, I don't love the fact, and this is just me talking from the outside, like you always say, we don't know all the particulars. I don't love the fact how you are with your mom, and I'll explain to you. Everything that we go through in life is usually from past behaviors or something that we've learned or something that somebody has taught us or something that we've seen. If your mother feels that way, of it sounds like she doesn't feel confidence in herself. She feels like she needs somebody. She looks for the easiest person that just gives her a compliment. We see that all the time. That usually comes from someplace. Maybe her mother, maybe her father, maybe the relationship she had with her mom,
Yeah.
and that's why she's acting like that, which is sad. It is sad. Not to say that that is true, but that is what your mom is dealing with, right? She probably didn't get much love. So if somebody doesn't get much love, it's hard a lot of times to express the love that they don't get. Now, the fact that she's picking men that you feel are not good for her is probably these men are probably the men that are showing her a little bit of love, right? Because what men do a lot of times is they see who is the weakest link and they see who they can take advantage of, and they usually do, right? And it's just sad that it's your mom. It can be something as small as you look nice today. Oh, you look beautiful. You're smart. Oh, you cute. Oh, you're this. Your outfit is dope. And if your mom never received those compliments before, she's enamored by it. She's in love with it. And that's what it seems what's happening. Now, also something that you said in the email is, this is my mom's house. And that is right. This is your mom's house. And your mom can make the decisions that she wants to make. If she's a grandmother, she's lived, right? This is her life at the end of the day. If she wants to deal with 5 men, get engaged 19 times and it doesn't work out, it's your mom's prerogative, right? As long as these men are not taking advantage of her financially, hitting her, or abusing her, mentally abusing her, it's hard to tell somebody what to do, especially when they're at an older age. Now, I do get it. You're a single mom, but no disrespect. You made that choice, right? You made that choice to have 2 kids. You don't have a man. You have to figure it out. Now, it's all great when you could live off mom or grandmom and mom and grandma can help, but they don't have to. She doesn't have to. So you have to figure out what you want to do. I don't know where you work. I don't know what city you're in, but you just have to start figuring out what is going to be your next plan to move out. It might be, hey, find a place that's a little cheaper. It might be, hey, maybe I have to start looking for another job. But you have to figure it out. And what your life goes through and what you do with your life, does not have to reflect your mom. Your mom lived, your mom has her own life. And although it's sad, and we would love for our moms and our grandmoms to help us out at every, turn in life, but sometimes that might not be the answer. And obviously, your mother does not want to help. So you could take your mother out of the equation immediately. Now, if she comes back and says, I want to help, that's great. But I would start planning on what I'm going to do without my mom. Whether it's, I don't know if your baby daddy's in your life, you might have to go to court and be like, hey, judge, your honor, I need some money. He has to pay for these kids because he helped make these kids. You might have to go down that route. If you didn't say where he is, if he's passed, if he's deceased, if he's in jail, if he's around, if he's helping, or if he's not. But if he's around, he's gonna have to help. I'm sure if he's around, he has to have a job because he has to take care of his kids, or he has to take care of himself. He's gonna have to start taking care of those kids that y'all made together. And that's where I would start. But if your mom wants to live a life, she's old enough, she's grown, she's gonna do what she wants to do. I look at it like this, and this is gonna sound nasty as fuck, but your mom might not have that much longer on the earth, right? And not like she's gonna die tomorrow, but she might die in 30 years. She might die in 20 years. And I tell everybody, if you ever listen to this podcast, life is short. Live. And if your mother wants to live with a guy that she just met, that just came home from prison, that's blowing her back out, let mama live. All right. He's probably blowing her booty, making her feel great. And maybe that's what mommy likes. But you don't like, and if
Maybe
you don't
that's
like that
what mommy
situation,
likes.
you got to get out that situation.
I'm with you.
What?
I was loving everything you were saying up
Do
until
you like the blowing booty?
maybe that's what mommy likes.
It is. What do you think?
Like I said, I agree with everything that you said.
You like the
And I
blowing
was
booty?
actually very proud of you, because aren't you guys proud of him? Like, you've been giving really, really great, insightful advice.
No, thank you.
Yes, because before, you guys know, he would wrap up his thoughts really quick, and we were always begging for longer podcasts. And now look at you giving advice for 30 minutes. I love it.
No, thank
I
you.
love it. And it's very insightful. I couldn't agree with everything that you said more. But I do want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Although I agree,
Mhm.
I just want to probe a little bit. What do you have to say
Mhm.
about the fact that, again, even though everything you said is correct in my opinion,
Mhm.
the mother is still prioritizing this man that she's known for 3 months at the expense of having to put her daughter and grandchildren out?
Well, this is the thing.
Like, yes, that is her home.
Correct.
Yes, she is grown and does not need someone to tell her what to do. Yes, they can have an opinion. Yes, they can feel a certain type of way, but you don't really have the right to tell me what to do.
Mhm.
And maybe I just want to put it all on red and see what happens. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. But there is a consequence. The consequence is that the daughter, the emailer, and her 2 children are going to be put out and don't have somewhere to go. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So she's saying all these things, and she's expressing all the things that she doesn't like. And in your summary, in your opinion, it's like, you know what? Maybe she came from a past that produced that. So maybe have some empathy for your mom, or
Mhm.
investigate or give some thoughtfulness to why she is the way that she is. And then express maybe a little forgiveness, even though the mother's not asking for it. Maybe forgive those flaws
Mhm.
as a human being, maybe flaws as a mother, flaws as a grandmother. Maybe forgive all of those things. That's all solid. We get that, right?
Mhm.
But her daughter and her grandchildren live with her. And as a human being, to say, well, you guys got to go, even though it is my house, and even though I am grown and can make my own decisions, you got to go because this guy that I just met 3 months ago is moving in. So you guys have to figure it out.
Mhm.
That doesn't seem right to me.
Well, grandma got to have a life too. That's A. And B, also, you don't know how long she's been there. I look at it like this.
Still,
Nah, but
it's my daughter
you don't
and
know what
my grandkids. It don't matter how long you've been there.
you feel that way.
You could be there forever.
You feel that way. Other grandparents and other parents feel differently. Like, parents feel differently. For instance, the fact that Madison stays here with her boyfriend, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Most people would be like, never, never in a million years. But we parent differently, right? We tell Madison, we tell Logan, we tell all our kids, you can stay with us as long as you can until you make it, until you figure out what you want to do in life,
Mhm.
right? We don't care if you have 10 kids, 20 kids, they can all stay in this
It's a
house.
little different.
but-
Madison has her own house, but chooses to be here.
Right.
And we want her to be here. So it's a little different.
But my point is, even if she didn't, she could stay here as long as we want.
This is true.
Because that's how we are.
Yes.
Some parents don't feel that way. Some parents feel like when you graduate college, leave. I want to be an empty nester. I want to walk around my house naked. And that's their prerogative.
I
how they
understand
feel.
what you're saying, but that's a moot point because coulda, shoulda, woulda. The fact is, what remains is the fact that she does not have somewhere else to go. She is not financially stable
But
enough
Mama might be like, whose
to
fault is that?
go. That fault, no fault. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. It doesn't matter
Maybe she
when
sits and
we're
watch
talking about
Housewives all day.
what is the
And eats
end.
chocolate and eats my food. No, you got to get out and get a job. We don't know what she's
Listen,
doing.
I understand that. But even if, you know how kids be like, but still, the point is she does not have somewhere to go. She's not financially stable enough to go anywhere. So her mother is essentially putting her out onto the street for a man.
No, her mom's saying figure it out. It's not saying you got to leave tomorrow. It's saying you need to figure it out. and
Wasn't
get
there a timeline?
She said 3
I
months.
think
She said 3 months. She said
No,
3
when
months.
is the man coming to live? I thought I heard a timeline.
I think she said 3 months.
So they've been together for
This
3
new man in
months.
life proposed to her after, dating 3 months. She says they want to get married in 6 months. So she has 6 months to figure it out.
Okay.
Figure it out. You got 6 months to figure it out. And
Well,
that's
6 months is a good amount of
That's
time.
what, it's not like her mom said you gotta get the fuck out tomorrow.
si-
She
6
said you got
months-
6 months.
6 months is
You got half a
good
year.
enough amount of time to get to figuring out. But okay, with that being said, as a child to feel, and even if you're a grown child, you're still your mother's child, to
Right.
feel as though you're chosen, that a man is chosen over you, it's not a good feeling, especially considering all of the faults that the mother has had over the years.
She felt that her whole life.
Yes, it's true.
When somebody, what was that phrase you say? When somebody shows you their hand, believe it. What's it called?
When someone shows you who they are, believe them.
Believe it. Your mom's been
That
like
was
this all her
Oprah.
life. That's Oprah.
That was Oprah.
Sue the Oprah. But now, yeah, your mom's been like this her whole life. What's going to change?
Mhm.
Like, you have to start protecting your peace. Now, you can forgive your mom for all the shit that you've done, but if your mom always does this, you know what to expect. This is not new.
Yeah.
You can't say, well, tomorrow she'll change. Next man she'll change. No, that's who your mom is.
So you're basically saying accept it.
Accept it and move the fuck on.
Accept it and get your stuff together in 6 months.
There you go.
Not mad at it. I'm not mad at it, but when I try to come to a conclusion or, establish like what my opinion is, I have to look at different things. So I'm looking at it from her perspective as well, where she's coming from a place of letdown, disappointment, lack of fulfillment, and not being cared for, never being prioritized, and watching her mother move from man to man to man her entire life. Men that weren't worthy of her, it seems as though our emailer thinks, and not feeling as though she had the proper childhood and was neglected, I'm sure, and pushed aside. So you have to think about the toll, the emotional toll, the mental toll that takes on our emailer. You know what I mean? Even at her big age and even after having 2 children, she may not be looking at it as I'm grown, I have to figure this out on my own. She's still probably in the space where she's blaming her mother because she's blamed her mother her entire life. But what you're saying is you have to step out of that blame and put your 2 feet on the ground and make the way for yourself and forget about all of that, essentially. Forgive it, move on, be there for your mom as much as you can, but forge your own path and get it together in 6 months. I agree with you.